Under this head cover is a hybrid that rocked the world of golf. Today we're going to take it out on the golf course and see if it is potentially the best hybrid of 2000, that really hurt my elbow, of 2024. And the caveat here is that it was the #1 hybrid on tour and would set you back just £49.99. Let's do this. Hi everyone, my name is James Robinson and welcome back to this YouTube channel. Guys, first of all, if you are new here, please do consider hitting that subscribe button. We're well on the way to 300,000 subscribers. I can't quite believe I'm saying that. I'd love you to be a part of it. Today, I have a golf club, which is the Adams Idea Pro A12, and it's the Proto G. Now, Adams made the best hybrids ever released for quite some time. Then, TaylorMade bought them out. So TaylorMade bought the whole company, citing that they wanted to basically make hybrids as good as this. Now, I don't think you do get hybrids as good as this anymore. And the big thing that I want to get out of today's video is how much technology is too much technology in a modern day hybrid. So you'll see this is 18 degrees of loft. It doesn't have an adjustable neck. It doesn't have through slot speed pockets. It doesn't have twist face. It doesn't have a carbon face. It doesn't have turbulators. But what it does have is what I think is the best looking head design ever on a hybrid. Now, TaylorMade have tried to put this in their modern day hybrids. I personally don't think they've succeeded that well. So should you just go and save yourself some money, by the way, before we get into this video, I've done the numbers on this. And that sound, oh my Lord, that sound. This is 18 degree, that's arrow straight, and it's nearly up there at 235 yards. Absolute mind-blowing. Is it as good out on the golf course? So this is less than £50. The head looks absolutely gorgeous. And that is an outstanding start for a little toey draw down the middle of this fairway. You see, for me, if I'm thinking of an 18 degree hybrid, I want a club that I can hit off the tee. I want a club that I know I'm going to be safe with. And I want a club that I can afford to hit, let's face it, away from the centre of the face, still generate ball speed, still get a decent spin rate so it doesn't dip out the air, and still feel comfortable within myself that I know I can hit that kind of shot. So first shot inside, pretty outstanding. First shot outside, very, very forgiving and very happy with that. Let's go again. This one's off the deck this time. And that's even better. That's just fading down the right side. What I like about this is with the shape of this head, I don't feel like I should have any right at all for it to be easy to launch. I feel like this should be a kind of low spin knuckleball club. You can see we have that weight in, bang smack in the sole of this club. That's designed to drag CG down low in the head. Obviously, that is designed to help you with launch a little bit, but I still feel like potentially the shot I would want to play with this club is more back in the stance and that. Because that set off like an absolute Exocet missile. And for once in a very long time, I don't know what to say. That is unbelievably good. Unbelievably good. And also, to be honest, I have no idea why TaylorMade didn't take, I mean, they bought the company, surely they bought the head cover technology, because this is genius. Love your work. Or loved your work. Something like that. And for me, the story behind TaylorMade buying Adams and obviously trying to put that technology into their hybrids, it's quite an interesting one. And I haven't read too much up on it, so I'm not going to kind of spout loads of stuff that I don't know. But what I do know is you do look at some of the more modern day TaylorMade hybrids, the kind of more players one, they've gone after that shape. The shape of this club is absolutely gorgeous. It's more of like a boxed off iron shape. I think the best hybrid that I've seen that is almost like that isn't actually a TaylorMade. It's the Callaway Apex Pro 19 from a few years ago. I had that in the bag for quite some time and absolutely loved it. And for me, I think if you can have a hybrid with that iron shape, I think it actually does really, really well. So these balls are, we have the one that went a little bit high right, or down the round side of the fairway, is here. That's the second ball that we hit. And then I have one straight down the middle of the fairway, which I think was the latter one. The first one, which was toey, being right there. So quite happy with all three of those. Again, if I'm not going to produce my best stuff, I want my hybrid to still be in play. And if I hit my best stuff like the last shot, I want it to be down there. To be honest, that's going to be up there with a lot of people's drives. Probably past Gary Martin's drive. Way past. Like a long way past. 251 yards. And that's a lot more difficult to do than you think it is. But can we get down there? We like it off the tee. We've got 250 yards into the par 5. That would be a 3-wood for me all day. Especially how wet the ground is and stuff. But could this be the idea? Pun intended, badly. Like for me so far, the only negative I can think about this club, and let's not forget, this cost less than £50. This club costs less than a dozen Titleist Pro V1s. That's quite ridiculous. It does feature an Aldila RIP VS Proto Hybrid shaft in there, and I feel like that's kind of part of the engine of this club. It's 80 gram, it's stiff, it's very, very nice, and I really, really like it. The one negative is maybe the face is marked up a bit, but remember, this hybrid's probably 10, 12 years old, maybe even more. Can we get anywhere near this par 5 in 2? This is where one of the hybrids finished off the tee. That's toey. It's toey, but it's done really, really well to kind of stay straight. I imagine that's short. I'll show you where all of these finish, but that was like, that really wasn't very good. It was out of here. So not my best strike at all. Let's see what we can do. I feel like it has to be one of them kind of knuckleball ones and then hope for a good kick, potentially. That felt awful. There we go. There we go, lovely big high fade. For an 18-degree hybrid to launch that high, I still think that might be short actually, but for it to launch that high shows how easy this was to hit. And to be able to hit this shot from earlier, back in the stance, and that, because that set off like an absolute Exocet missile, shows how versatile it is. And this shot, and that is an outstanding start for a little toey draw, shows how forgiving it is. So really, I'm kind of showing all the shots here, and just like inside in the studio, guys, I'll show those numbers in just a second. It varied, but it wasn't that bad. And I always think, for £50, does it have to be good, or does it just have to be not that bad? I think potentially we kind of know the answer there, don't we? Let's see if I can play a low one down here. Oh, look at that. Look at that. TaylorMade, just bring them back. That's all over the flag, by the way. TaylorMade, just bring them back. Bring them back. Turf Interaction, 10 out of 10. Now, honestly, I'm thinking about putting this in my bag. It's just better than anything else out there. It really, really is. Adams knew totally what they were doing with this club, and I feel like I've found the bargain of the century. Quite literally. Did I mention about the Turf Interaction? Oh yeah. If anybody has stock of these, or if anyone has one that they're selling, hold on to it. Just, oh, you know what? Don't lose that either. I lose so many new rangefinders. That's a new one, that. It's not even out yet, so stay tuned for the review on that. I thought it was down there, but I think it might be short. I mean, it was bang on line. I think they're all a bit short. Maybe we bit off a bit more than we could chew. But I'm really happy with 2 out of the 3. And to say the golf swing that I put on the other one, to be honest, I'm really happy with all of them. So you can see that was the bad one. And then we have the other kind of good one there, and the knuckleball there. Realistically, on the par 5, you've hit hybrid off the tee because you know it's safe. You hit hybrid down there. If it was like a little bit drier, the last shot definitely gets there, and the tee shot probably goes a little bit further as well. But you're not dicing with any trouble whatsoever. It's a game changer. From 12 years, maybe even more, maybe like 15 years ago. That's why like Man United were good. What a time to be alive. Okay guys, so let's talk numbers for this Adams Idea Hybrid. And honestly, this looks outstanding. And that sound, oh my Lord, that sound. This is 18 degree, that's arrow straight, and it's nearly up there at 235 yards. That's the first shot I've hit with this. I generally go and film the numbers before we jump outside, so break the fourth wall a little bit for you there. But if I'm picking a shot with a hybrid, the big high fade, bang straight, spinning at 3,000, that is absolutely perfect. And if I could leave it here, I would do. but I'm certain that's an awful strike. If two shots couldn't be any more different, I've nearly missed that one. This is the beauty of reviewing golf clubs though, we can test. It's still done 190, which I don't think's that bad. It was a very, very, you could see with the strike there. Probably got a little bit excited on the first one. And look at that one. That one's just that little lower ball flight. That one's going to carry a long way. That's carried 226, 243 total. You could say it was a little bit of a hook because it was. But if I'm looking for a club off the tee here, this could be a really, really good solid option. I feel like I can work really hard to keep it in play. I feel like it feels good, it sounds good, it's performing as I want to. 220 yard carry. Did I mention that this was $49.99? I feel like I might not have mentioned it quite enough. Because for me, a club that sets you back less than £50 has that Aldila RIP VS Proto shaft in there. It's a stiff shaft, it's 80 gram, and it has that little kind of weighting in the sole there. That's the perfectly positioned weighting for an optimized hybrid, in my opinion. The head shape and style, everyone's tried to copy that and haven't quite got it right, have they? And the big thing for me here is they were massive on tour, but it isn't just about tour. It isn't just about the pros, the best players in the world. It's about you guys. It's about me. It's about mid-handicappers, high handicappers, low handicappers. And this club could suit so many people. I honestly think there's not going to be I need to start concentrating on what I'm doing. That's gone 200 yards and I've nearly missed it. Outstandingly good. I honestly think there's not going to be anything out there that comes up this year or any year that's going to do better than this. And I know TaylorMade bought Adams out, didn't they? And their hybrids now should be the same as this. But they've tried to tweak it a little bit. They've tried to just put their little edge on it. They've tried to say, no, we've bought you out, but we're your daddy. When really what they should have done is buy them out and go, yeah, you are that good. Because this is that good. That's 238 yards. Bang, it's excellent. The golf song doesn't lie. It's excellent. Guys, let's jump back outside. Let's see just how good this club is. But for me, for the money, I'd go as far as saying this is the best value golf club I've ever seen. And as Forrest Gump would say, that's all I've got to say about that. That's got no right carrying 200 yards. I duffed that. I duffed that. So guys, I must say, sometimes I do these videos and I feel like I'm doing them for you guys. I feel like I'm trying to find you the best value product, the best second-hand clubs. And sometimes I think, I found an absolute steal here for myself. And that's what I feel like. I love making you guys these videos, but I also selfishly a little bit love, when we've got that video coming soon as well, love finding these bargains that I know can save us all that little bit of money, can potentially give us a performance, if not better than a really expensive new club, but also take us down nostalgia lane just a little bit. This reminds me heavily of Tom Watson, and I got to meet and play a hole with Tom Watson on the old course, and it's those little things that kind of, these old clubs bring you back. Like the new stuff's great and it's going to perform fantastic, but it's not Tom Watson, is it? And I do kind of wonder where golf's going to end up and going to go, because lots of people make a living off new golf clubs being released. I make a living off new golf clubs being released. I get to review them for you guys and bring you my opinion. But also the second-hand market, there can only be so much eventually, can't they? There can only be so much value. And when it comes to value and performance, it really doesn't get any better than that. I can't miss. Like, I haven't had my A game, to be honest, this year at all. It's been one of those years. I'm a new dad. I've not been to, there's loads of different, obviously my dad, there's loads of different things you could say, but this brings back the enjoyment. And if it brings back the enjoyment for me, hopefully a club like this can bring back the enjoyment for you. Oh, yes. Oh, dear. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. This is going straight in the bag.